Hello everyone. If you don't know the top 5 expensive cities in the world, please continue this video. Let's start. Number 5, Sydney. Sydney is the capital city of the state of New South Wales, and the most populous city in Australia and Oceania. How much money will you need for your trip to Sydney? You should plan to spend around $154 per day on your vacation in Sydney, which is the average daily price based on the expenses of other visitors. Past travelers have spent, on average, $36 on meals for one day and $14 on local transportation. Also, the average hotel price in Sydney for a couple is $185. So, a trip to Sydney for 2 people for 1 week costs on average $2,155. Sydney's top 2 attractions. Sydney Beaches. Sydney is famous for its fabulous beaches. Tucked around the harbour are many sheltered coves with calm water and sugary sands. Less than a 15-minute drive from the city, iconic Bondi Beach beckons with its great surf, cafe scene, and cosmopolitan vibe. For fantastic ocean views, take the coastal walk along the cliffs from Bondi to Coogee. Other ocean beaches include Cronulla, the only one easily accessible by train from the city, Bronte, Tamarama, and Maryborough. A 30-minute ferry ride from the city, Manly is a favorite seaside destination with its beachfront promenade, netted ocean pool, and excellent shops and restaurants. Farther north from the city, surfers will find some fantastic breaks at Collaroe, Dee Why, and Narrabeen. Swimmers should stay between the red and yellow flags. Volunteer lifeguards patrol the surfing beaches on the Pacific during the summer and run popular life-saving competitions. Hyde Park. Amid all the din of the central business district, Hyde Park is a sanctuary of sprawling lawns, shady picnic spots, flowers, fountains, and fig trees. Like a mini Central Park, this welcome patch of green, named after Hyde Park in London, offers prime people watching, especially at lunch when city workers come here to kick off their shoes. On the east side of Hyde Park is the Australian Museum, with the largest natural history collection in the country. Number 4, Zurich. Zurich is the largest city in Switzerland and the capital of the canton of Zurich. It is located in north-central Switzerland at the northwestern tip of Lake Zurich. How much money will you need for your trip to Zurich? You should plan to spend around $201 per day on your vacation in Zurich, which is the average daily price based on the expenses of other visitors. Past travelers have spent, on average $43 on meals for 1 day and $20 on local transportation. Also, the average hotel price in Zurich for a couple is $268. So, a trip to Zurich for 2 people for 1 week costs on average $2,814. Zurich's top 2 attractions. Lake Zurich and Berkeleyplatz. The focal point of Zurich, and a favorite playground for tourists and locals, is the long Lake Zurich. The entire shore is lined with promenades and parks, where local residents catch the sun, jog, picnic, and swim in the lake. But the favorite way to enjoy the lake is on one of the many cruises from which you'll see beautiful views to the Glarus Alps. Look for the steamer landing at Berkeleyplatz, at the point where the Limmat flows from the lake. The Quaybrook crosses the river to connect Berkeleyplatz with Bellevue Platz. About 1.5 kilometers from Bellevue Platz is the beautiful Zurichhorn Park, built for the National Exhibition in 1939. Here, you'll find a restaurant, a Chinese garden, and a boat landing for the Limmat skiff, a boat that runs from the National Museum along the river to the lake, ending at Zurichhorn. A large flea market is held every Saturday on Berkeleyplatz from May until October with as many as 500 vendors including antiques dealers and hobby traders. Uetliberg. For the best views of the city and the lake, follow locals to their favorite weekend area, the 871-meter Uetliberg. Southwest of Zurich, the Uetliberg is the most northerly summit in the Albis Ridge, easy to reach by the Uetlibergbahn, a mountain railroad that runs year-round from Sellnau station to the upper station. From here it is a 10-minute walk to the summit. The broad walkway is well lit at night and leads to the Summit Restaurant, a glass-enclosed space with beautiful views of the city lights below. Daytime views from the lookout tower stretch across the Valais, Bernese, and Glarus Alps, with the Black Forest to the north and the Santis to the east. From here, an easy ridge walk to the Felsnug takes a little more than an hour, where a cableway descends to Adliswil. You can return to Zurich by the Siltalbahn. Riding to the Uetliberg at night for a dinner of fondue and views of the city with its lights reflected in the snow is one of the locals' favorite things to do in Zurich in the winter. Number 3, Oslo. Oslo is the capital and most populous city of Norway. It constitutes both a county and a municipality. How much money will you need for your trip to Oslo? You should plan to spend around $134 per day on your vacation in Oslo, which is the average daily price based on the expenses of other visitors. Past travelers have spent, on average, $29 on meals for one day and $24 on local transportation. Also, the average hotel price in Oslo for a couple is $159, so, a trip to Oslo for two people for 1 week costs on average $1,870. Oslo's top 2 attractions. Holmenkollen Ski Jump and Museum. Located at the base of Holmenkollen Ski Jump, the ski museum is the oldest of its kind in the world, open since 1923. Here, ski enthusiasts will find exhibits and artifacts chronicling nearly 4,000 years of ski history and exploring various related topics, including weather and polar exploration. The oldest ski on display here dates back to AD 600, and there are several other examples, including skis from the 8th, 10th, and 12th centuries. Other skis in the collection represent a wide variety of terrain and uses, from mountain skis to fast skis, and even the longest skis. The museum also has a Hall of Fame dedicated to great Norwegian skiers, interactive exhibits about modern skiing and snowboarding, and information about Fridtjof Nansen's polar explorations on the ship Fram. Guided tours include the ski jump and its jump tower observation deck, which has excellent views over the city. Viking Ship Museum. No trip to Norway would be complete without visiting at least one of the many museums and exhibits dedicated to the country's Viking past. One of the best is the Viking Ships Museum, home to 3 historic 9th century vessels, the best preserved being the 21-meter-long Osberg ship. The largest surviving pre-Christian artifact in Scandinavia, this impressively decorated vessel was built around AD 800 and was used for the burial of a chieftain's wife and 2 other women. They were buried with a large selection of items, including furniture, clothing, and personal items, which provide a great deal of insight into Viking life. The other vessels on display include the 23-meter-long Gokstad ship, a seagoing vessel designed for use under sail or with oars, and the less intact Tun ship. The museum's film Vikings Alive provides a fascinating look at these artifacts and demonstrates the long process of Viking shipbuilding by use of CGI animation. The museum is also home to several additional exhibits and films, which explore Viking life on the Number 2 Singapore. Singapore is a city-state, so the country does not have a capital city because it is already only one big city. How much money will you need for your trip to Singapore? You should plan to spend around $122 per day on your vacation in Singapore, which is the average daily price based on the expenses of other visitors. Past travelers have spent, on average, $30 on meals for one day and $11 on local transportation. Also, the average hotel price in Singapore for a couple is $204. So, a trip to Singapore for 2 people for 1 week costs on average $2,289. Singapore Top 3 Attractions. Marina Bay Sands. The opulent Marina Bay Sands Resort Complex includes a high-end luxury hotel, a mall with a canal running through it, the Art Science Museum, and the Marina Bay Sands Sky Park observation deck, a vantage point for taking in the entire city. The Sky Park's viewing deck and infinity pool are found in the ship, yes, ship, that tops the hotel. Only hotel guests are allowed to use the infinity pool, but anyone can visit the observation deck. From the Sky Park, you can see the innovative double helix bridge, the port, the gardens by the bay and the impressive skyline. While up there on top of the city, guests can grab a snack or a coffee at the rooftop restaurant or pick up some keepsakes from the souvenir stand. You can purchase a photo of yourself green-screened in front of the massive hotel as it's all lit up at night, but the cost is steep at 50 Singapore dollars. Better to ask a fellow tourist to snap a photo of you if possible. The elegant opulence of the Marina Bay Sands exemplifies Singapore's style and status as a major international city in Southeast Asia. Gardens by the Bay. Once you've glimpsed this beautifully designed green space, from the top of the Marina Bay Sands, perhaps, you won't be able to stay away. Wander through the Bay East Garden, perfect for enjoying the vibrant plant life and escaping the city bustle for a moment. You won't want to miss Super Tree Grove, where you'll find a cluster of the iconic, futuristic structures designed to perform environmentally sustainable functions. Then, head to the Cloud Forest Dome to see the world's tallest indoor waterfall and learn a bit about biodiversity. Check the website for ticket sale prices and tour times. Orchard Road. One could be forgiven for coming to Singapore and doing nothing but shopping, as this is a world-class city for style and designer chic. The Orchard Road area is a great place to start a shopping spree, as there are high-end stores at every turn. You'd expect nothing less from a neighborhood that boasts 22 malls and 6 department stores. There are also 4 movie theaters, including an IMAX cinema, and a KTV karaoke establishment. If you get hungry while burning through all that cash, there are plenty of eateries in the neighborhood serving international food. Number 1 Paris. Paris is the capital and most populous city of France. How much money will you need for your trip to Paris? You should plan to spend around $219 per day on your vacation in Paris, which is the average daily price based on the expenses of other visitors. Past travelers have spent, on average $37 on meals for one day and $20 on local transportation. Also, the average hotel price in Paris for a couple is $288. So, a trip to Paris for two people for 1 week costs on average $3,065. Paris's top 2 attractions. Eiffel Tower. What would Paris be without its symbolic Eiffel Tower? Built by Gustave Eiffel to commemorate the centenary of the French Revolution, it is presented at the Exposition Universelle in Paris in 1889. 324 meters high, it is one of the most visited monuments in the world with nearly 7 million visitors a year. The first floor houses the Eiffel Tower 58, which extends over 2 levels, 58 meters above the ground as its name suggests. On the second floor, the view is the best at 115 meters because you have a diving view on the ground below. Finally, on the third floor at 275 meters, you can see what the office of Gustave Eiffel was. For the more adventurous one, it is possible to use the stairs and climb the steps. The ascent of the Eiffel Tower is a must to enjoy the magnificent view of Paris. Louvre Museum. The Louvre is the most visited art museum in the world. Located in the heart of Paris, this historic building is a former royal palace, with an area of 210,000 square meters including 60,600 for the exhibitions. The museum is housed in the Louvre, originally a fortress built in the late 12th century under Philip II. The remains of the fortress are visible in the basement of the museum. The collection is divided into 8 departments. Egyptian antiquities, Oriental antiquities, Greek, Etruscan and Roman, Islamic art, sculptures of the Middle Ages, Renaissance, and modern times, objects of art, paintings, graphic arts. This information may be changed. Dear viewers, don't forget to comment which city you live and which city is more expensive. Thank you for watching this video. If you think this video is helpful, then click on the subscribe button and don't forget to like, share and hit the bell icon. Thank you.